What if I told you starting over isn't the scary part? Clinging to what no longer fits you is. I've reinvented my life 3 times. People have called me reckless, but what if it was actually wisdom? Is starting over bravery or madness? Drop your take in the comments and let's talk about what it really means to rebuild. Hi, lovely people. My name is Layla. Welcome back to my channel where I love to talk all things personal development, inner work, and becoming a version of yourself that you actually love. Each time I started over, I had to leave behind something I had already built: relationships, lifestyle, a career. And each time I had no idea if what I was stepping into would actually work out. But I did not make those leaps blindly. There were certain principles that guided me, grounded me, and gave me the courage to move forward. And I want to share those with you today. One of the biggest fear people carry is the thought of starting over. You are scared of what's out there because the unknown is intimidating. Will you be able to handle the challenges that come your way? What if it doesn't work out this time? It's easier to cling to what's familiar, even if it's no longer serving you, because at least you know what to expect, right? That's why so many of us stay stuck in jobs that we've outgrown, in relationships that drain us, or habits that hold us back. As the saying goes, better the devil you know than the devil you don't. But here's a thought. What if the devil you don't know is exactly what you need? What if letting go of the familiar is the only way to step into a version of yourself you've been praying for? I get it. Starting over can feel like a loss. It feels like you are leaving behind a part of yourself. You think about everything that you've built, your relationship, your skills, your sense of comfort. And walking away feels heavy, like a failure. But here's the thing, you are not starting from scratch. You are starting from experience, from resilience, from growth. Everything you've been through, every struggle, success, setbacks, restart, has shaped you and made you who you are today. All of that is still within you, and that gives you a head start. You are not, again, starting over. You are building from a deeper, wiser place with more clarity about what you truly want. I'll even go as far as say you are stronger today than you were weeks, months, or even years ago. Think about that. Every step you've taken, even the ones that felt like missteps, brought you to this version of you, a version that's more self-aware, more grounded, more intentional. And yes, there will be moments when you doubt yourself, moments when you feel like you don't know what to do or where to begin. But that's not failure. That's just the learning curve of becoming someone new. Let's pause for a second. What's that one thing you know now that you didn't know during your last restart? Drop it in the comments. Remember, growth doesn't happen in certainty. It happens in the stretch, in the unfamiliar, in the moments that challenge you and force you to show up differently. You're just becoming. Here's something most people won't tell you. You won't feel confident right away, and that's okay. We think confidence is supposed to come before we take actions, but it doesn't. Confidence comes after you've shown up and stumbled and figured things out and tried again and again. Real confidence is built through repetition. So if you're feeling unsure or shaky or like an imposter stepping into something new, well, guess what? That means you're just human. We often make the mistake of trying to feel confident in the task itself. But when something is new, of course, you won't feel solid. You don't have the reps yet. Instead of trying to be confident in the task, be confident in yourself. You've known yourself for years. You've overcome way more than you give yourself credit for. So trust your ability to figure things out. Trust your adaptability. Trust your persistence. Confidence is in the unfamiliar isn't about perfection. It's about showing up anyway and letting the confidence build as you go. And if you're the type who waits until you feel ready before taking the leap, you will be waiting forever. When was the last time you did something scared but ended up proud of yourself after? Let's normalize celebrating courage before confidence. And by the way, I have a whole video diving into this exact topic: confidence, the feeling, versus confidence, the doing. I will link it in the description below if you want to go deeper. This next concept is simple, but it's changed my life. Let me explain it with a visual. Think like a plumber. A plumber doesn't always know what they'll find when they show up. Maybe it's a leaky pipe behind a wall or a mess that wasn't in the manual, but they don't panic. They pull out their toolbox, they assess the situation, and they get to work. They trust their skills. They trust their tools. And they trust their ability to figure things out as they go. That's exactly how I've learned to approach life. I may not have all the answers right away, but I've built a toolbox I can rely on and I keep adding to it. So, what do I mean by a life toolbox? For me, it's the habits, the mindset, the skills, and the resources I've collected over time. Before I moved to Korea, for example, one of the most valuable tools I had was emotional resilience. I had learned how to navigate loneliness by writing letters to my future self, building a routine, and nurturing a support system I could turn to when things got tough. And then when I moved to Central Africa, new chapter, new environment, new demands, I realized I needed a few new tools, practical ones. One of the most important one was the ability to drive. Literally, I needed to be mobile, to run errands, and to move around independently. That became non-negotiable. Another tool, humility. Knowing when to sit, observe, and ask for help, letting go of the urge to act like I knew better, and instead listening to the wisdom of people who had lived the reality far longer than I had. That's the power of personal development toolbox. It's not just mindset, it's not just discipline, it's the full range of inner and outer resources you can draw from when life gets messy, when you are chasing a goal, or when you're standing at the edge of something new. If you had to name 3 tools in your toolbox right now, what would they be? Drop them in the comment section and let's inspire each other. So what exactly counts as a life tool? And these tools can take many forms. Some are internal, some are external, but together they become your foundation. So let's break them down. I'm going to give the main topic and then some example. Mindset, like a growth mindset or an abundance mindset. These shape how you see challenges. Instead of thinking, oh, I'm stuck, your mindset tool whispers, I can learn, I can adapt, I can grow. Skills, practical skills like communication, time management, and boundary settings. These will make your relationships, your career, and your day-to-day life run smoother. Practices, consistent rituals that anchor you. Think journaling. I love journaling. It could be meditation in the morning or I don't know, whatever you think of. They may seem small, but they will ground you when everything else is chaotic and falling apart. Your belief, core truth that you stand on, like I'm enough, everything is figureoutable. These are beliefs that you carry with you when confidence is low or when your plans are falling apart. Emotional resources. Think like self-awareness, emotional regulation, and resilience. They help you navigate triggers, bounce back from setbacks, and show up with grace, Support system, important one. Mentors, books I love reading, communities, or therapy. Yes, external resources count. Sometimes your greatest tool is someone who sees the light in you when you cannot. Which one of these categories do you feel strongest in right now? And which one do you want to build next? Let me know in the comments. But here's the truth, right? Life will always bring you challenges. But when you trust your toolbox, you start feeling helpless and you start feeling prepared. Let's be real, motivation is a scam. I said it. 1 minute it's hyping you up. The next minute it's completely gone. It shifts with your mood, your hormones, your playlist, the weather, basically anything. And feelings, they're just as unreliable. They fluctuate. They're valid, yes, but they are not always helpful when you're trying to build something. So here's the truth. If you want real change, you cannot build around motivation. You have to build around, guess what? Discipline. Discipline is steady. It doesn't ask you how you feel. It doesn't care. It shows up anyway. And when you have discipline, you create consistency, and that's what leads to transformation. So instead of waiting to feel ready, create a routine that makes showing up automatic. A routine that doesn't rely on your mood, your confidence, or the alignment of the stars. I learned this the hard way in 2019. I was a year into my personal development journey and trying to turn my life around, but I wasn't getting the result that I wanted because I was still relying on motivation, and motivation was ghosting me. One day I would feel unstoppable. The next I would procrastinate, spiral into guilt, and wonder, why can't you freaking do it? It's good for you. And I thought maybe I just wasn't built like those people, the one who wake up at 5 a.m., naturally disciplined high performer. But guess what? I was wrong. I'm actually a pretty chill person by nature, but when I set a clear goal and build a routine around it, that's when my discipline kicks in. It's not about personality, it's about systems, it's about identity. If you want to change your life, you have to become the kind of person who follows through. Not when it's easy, not when it's exciting, but regardless. Do you have a routine that's helping you stay consistent right now, or are you still figuring out one? The truth is, no one's going to hold your hand, no one's going to do it for you. You are the one calling the shots. You are the one building the life that you want. So discipline means saying no to distraction. It means protecting your energy. It means staying laser focused on what's at stake, even when it's boring, even when no one's watching. That's how you build a foundation you are proud of, not through hype, but through commitment, resilience, and shakable sense of purpose. And that's why starting over doesn't scare me anymore, because I know I have the discipline to see things through. As I start my new chapter in Central Africa, I've been thinking a lot about what it actually takes to grow and grow fast. And I realized something: the smartest, most aligned move I can make is to lean on people I trust. People who've walked the road I want to walk, people who've built what I'm trying to build. That's how you expand. And that's how you skip unnecessary steps and struggle. But here's the part no one really talks about. Doing that takes humility and vulnerability. And not the social media kind, like the real kind. It takes strength to say, I don't know everything. It takes wisdom to say, I need help. Because trying to do everything on your own might feel noble, but in reality, it's a fast track to burnout, frustration, and missed opportunities. When was the last time you asked for help and it changed everything? Drop that in the comment section. No one achieves greatness by themselves. So build your circle, invest in your support system, and lean on them when you need to, without shame. But here's the flip side of things. While you're being soft with others, be soft with yourself as well. We all have shortcomings. We all make mistakes. You're not meant to be perfect. You are a freaking human being. Okay? So when you fall short, don't go into attack mode. Instead, ask yourself, if my best friend were in my shoes, what would I say to her or him? Now say that to yourself. Treat yourself with the same kindness and grace and understanding you offer everyone else. Perfection isn't the goal is growth. And sometimes growth looks like tripping, adjusting your stance, or trying again with a deeper breath and a little more compassion for yourself. In this journey called life, if you want to increase your chances of living the life you desire, realizing your full potential, and becoming the best version of yourself, you cannot afford to stagnate, okay? You must constantly upgrade your software, which as a human being, it means renewing your perspective, broadening your horizon, enhancing your understanding of things, and expanding your knowledge, refining your thoughts. And if you're a spiritual person, then elevating your consciousness would also count. Become the person you can rely on, who is always there for yourself and follows through on commitments. To reprogram yourself using what I would say the path of least resistance, you need two essential predispositions. You need self-awareness and you need a growth mindset. Self-awareness it's the understanding of your own emotions, your strengths and your weaknesses, and recognizing how these affect the way that you behave. It provides clarity and purpose and enables you to navigate life more effectively. A growth mindset, on the other hand, is the belief that abilities can improve through effort and persistence. So people who have a growth mindset, they foster resilience, they have a love for learning, and the ability to see challenges as opportunities for growth. Once you incorporate those two together in your operating system, you'll be equipped to download new software and update your existing beliefs, your skills, your perspective over and over again. Starting over requires something most people overlook. Risk means stepping into the unknown, sometimes failing, sometimes feeling embarrassed, sometimes questioning if what you're doing is actually the right thing at all. But those moments of discomfort, though, they are temporary. And what they give you in return, the breakthrough, the growth, the unexpected joy, they can change everything. So take the leap. Even if your voice shakes, even if you feel unsure, even if people don't actually get what you're doing, every bold step you take, it makes you closer or moves you closer to who you are truly meant to be. You're not abandoning who you are or who you were. You are actually growing into someone you are meant to become. And through all of that, trust the process. Letting go of control isn't weakness, it's wisdom. I'm in the middle of that, and trust me, honestly, it deserves its own video. As someone who's always been a go-getter, letting God lead has been a challenge. I am used to planning and executing and pushing, but I'm learning that surrender doesn't mean giving up. It means moving with faith instead of fear, It means flowing instead of forcing. And the beauty of this mindset, it doesn't just apply to goals or business. It shows up in relationships as well. You stop chasing what isn't aligned. You stop trying to control timing or outcomes. You start trusting that it will meet you in due time. So are you in a season of trusting, or are you trying to control? Let me know in the comment section. I would love to hear where you are in your journey and how you're handling that. But then again, you're not starting from scratch, okay? You are starting from experience, from wisdom, from strength. You have already what it takes, and you are becoming more of that every single day. If this video spoke to you, leave a comment or share it with someone who might be standing at their own starting line, and maybe that can motivate them. So thank you for being here. Take very good care of yourselves, and you will see me in the next video. Bye.